Fireworks around the 4th is a tradition, but when can you use them? Well, it depends on where you live. And of course, there are some safety issues to keep in mind. We're here with Saginaw County Treasurer Tim Novak. Thanks so much for being with us today.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, so we've been talking about the new state's firework law. So cities and townships like Saginaw County, are they following those same rules?
Yeah, well, they all get, if they can follow their own same rules also, so they can follow the states, they can make them a little different if they choose to. So it's really important that you read all the rules, and you can go on their website, you can phone call. And the reason why it's important is they can punish you with things like $500 and $1,000 fines and some of the misdemeanor and things like that. And they're all different, you know, wherever you're at.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that you could actually be fined for something like that, right?
Right. I mean, you're thinking that, you know, something, even just something innocent, you know, you're thinking, well, I'm just celebrating, it's the week of the 4th. And then there's these rules that maybe you didn't even know about. And so through no fault of your own, but with all the information, access and availability to find information, it's helpful. And then to be sensitive to your neighbors and others that have pets, especially, I think is the one thing, or even little kids. You know, how late are you up doing those types of things, and how late are you up making all kinds of noise? Not just the fireworks, but even being outside sometimes in your community can make a lot of noise.
Yeah, be considerate and be safe, according to this video. All right, so what should you do if someone, what should someone do if they want to report a violation?
So if they want to report a violation, they should call 911, and then somebody will come out there as soon as they can. That's really the easiest access, really, for any type of dangerous type of activity if you see it happen. But if that's going on and you don't feel comfortable, you know, if it's a neighbor that you can go over there and talk to, and just say, hey, you know what, can you be courteous? It'll help. It'd be nice. Otherwise, you can call 911 and make the report, and they can go over and check it out.
And as we just saw from that video, fireworks can be pretty dangerous. Do you have any tips how to use them safely? Yeah,
the one big thing is read the instructions, read the warning labels. Instructions are helpful to tell you what it's going to do, you know, which direction it may or may not go into. Have a designated person that's going to shoot the fireworks off, I think is a good one. Alcohol and fireworks do not mix, save that till later. If kids are using them, teenagers and stuff, make sure they're supervised, and really the little kids don't let them get it. And there's distances to stay away. Really be careful. And if you think it's something that you don't do very often, you're probably not very good at it. So, you know, take those kind of things into consideration. Be really careful.
All right, so how about after you're done with the fireworks, how do you properly dispose of them?
We should always have a bucket of water available. So when you're done with the firework, you soak it in a bucket of water, kind of leave it overnight. You can put it in a trash bag and put it in the garbage. You may think because maybe they're metal and they're paper that they can be recycled. Keep them out of the recycle bin. They're all trash. And even the ones that have not been used, those need to be disposed of properly also. And they really recommend you saturate them, soak them, maybe even overnight, double wrap them in saran wrap or bags, and then put them in a garbage bag, really to keep them moist so that something doesn't happen when they're off at the, you know, in the garbage trucks and things like that. So
right, yeah, we wouldn't want that. Well, thank you so much for being with us. Those are some great tips. Hopefully everybody can stay safe and abide by the rules this holiday weekend, but also have a good time, right?
Enjoy the 4th.
All right, well, thank you so much. And if you have any questions that you would like to ask the county, make sure to send those to WNEM@WNEM.com. Well, it's time now for Education Matters, and Dr. Craig Douglas is here with us today. As always, thanks so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
Good morning. All right, so we've been talking about ways to stop the summer slide. So last week when you were here, we talked about how kids slide over the summer and lose some of that education from the school year. Yeah, that's not very good. Give us a few ways to stop that. You know, they were things like going to summer camp and taking time to read. But what are some other tips to avoid this slide?
So in preparing for that segment, I ran across an article written by a guy I know, Jamie Fitzpatrick. Jamie was employed at the Saginaw Intermediate School for a number of years when I was superintendent in Carleton. Jamie left Saginaw, went to the state of Michigan, and has led Michigan Virtual. That's a digital company that provides online opportunities for kids. In Jamie's article that I really happened upon is in the Bridge magazine. I'd encourage parents to look at that. It was last week, the Bridge magazine online, and Jamie talked about the brain drain, another way of talking about summer slide, and a way for students to compensate and stay engaged and fight the brain drain is to look at online options. Great idea. Not a new idea, but I think it's a great idea in the context of the whole idea of summer slide. So what are we talking about? It could be online courses, not remedial necessarily, but challenging. He talked about online opportunities related to Minecraft and some of the current games and engagement activities that kids really like. And many of these are either no cost or low cost for kids. So, and it's kids of all ages, from kindergarten all the way up through. And it's not just with Michigan Virtual. There are apps that address these things. So I would encourage parents to look at online or high-tech options to fight brain drain or summer slide, and to keep kids what? Engaged.
Right.
So they're not necessarily falling behind, but they're staying even and staying ready for school that will be starting really in a couple months.
Man, brain drain, summer slide, we don't want any of that, right?
None of it.
All right, well, thank you so much for being with us today, Dr. Douglas. Always a pleasure. Now, if you have a question that you would like to ask Dr. Douglas, make sure to email WNEM@WNEM.com.